Okay, 9 o'clock. In the interest of getting finished on time and allowing enough time for questions, I think we'll start. Good morning, everyone. Pleased to welcome you to ENMAX's 2024 Annual General Meeting. I'm Charles Rugrock, Chair of the ENMAX Board, and I'll be the Chair for today's meeting. I would like to welcome everyone joining us here in the room and for those that are joining us virtually this morning. A recording of our meeting today will be available at enmax.com after the meeting. Before we start, I would like to acknowledge that we're gathered on the traditional territories of the people of the Treaty 7 region, the Siksika, Piikani, and Kainai First Nations, who together form the Blackfoot Confederacy. The Ethika Stoney Nakoda First Nation, consisting of the Chiniki, Bearspaw, and Good Stoney First Nations, and the people of the Tsuut'ina First Nation. Calgary is also home to citizens of the Métis Nation. We acknowledge all Indigenous people who have made Calgary their home. Our annual general meeting is an opportunity for us to share with Calgary City Council and Calgarians the results of our operations and performance for the last year. We are proud to stand before you today to share the story of 2023 at ENMAX and provide an update on our progress to date this year. I would now like to welcome City Council members in their role as shareholder of ENMAX. Present with us today are Mayor Jyoti Gondek, Councillor Jasmine Mian, Councillor Raj Dhaliwal, Councillor Richard Pootmans, Councillor Courtney Walcott, Councillor Andre Chabot, Councillor Evan Spencer, Councillor Dan McLean, and virtually, I understand we have Councillor Peter Demong, Councillor Sean Chu, Councillor Sonia Sharp, and Councillor Jennifer Winess. And Councillor Courtney Penner. Sorry, didn't see you sneak in there, Courtney. I'd also like to welcome members of the ENMAX board joining us today. Nipa Chakravarti, Laura Formusa, Daryl Fridhandler, Eric Markel, Barbara Monroe, Byron Nealis, Dr. Chika Onwekwe, William Taylor, and Bruce Williamson. And we also have Elise Rees joining us virtually. And we have several members of the ENMAX management team joining us today. Mark Poweska, President and CEO. Along with him, Sherry Primrose, our Chief Financial Officer. Greg Retzer, our Executive Vice President of ENMAX Power. Erica Young, Executive Vice President of ENMAX Energy. Brandy Yarish, Chief Human Resources Officer and Executive Vice President, Safety and IT. Sarah Stevens, Senior Vice President, Legal and Regulatory. And joining us virtually in Maine is Ariel Silver-Karsh, standing in for John Flynn. I've been instructed that quorum has been met and have determined that this meeting is duly constituted. Notice of this annual general meeting has been given in accordance with the amended and restated bylaws of ENMAX Corporation. With that as chair, I now call the ENMAX Annual General Meeting to order. Members of council, the agenda is up on the screens. Following remarks from Mayor Gondek as the shareholder representative, I will provide a brief update on behalf of the board. We have three formal matters of business to be presented today. The receipt of ENMAX's 2023 audited financial statements and financial report, the appointment of our auditor for 2024, and the election of our board of directors. After we complete this morning's formal business, we will receive a business update from Mark Poweska, our President and CEO, followed by some time for questions from the shareholder and then the general public. We're scheduled to end around 9:45 this morning, and as chair of the meeting, I will make every effort to ensure we stay on track so that we have enough time for questions at the end. I would now like to invite Mayor Gondek to say a few words as the shareholder representative.
Thank you very much. Welcome, everybody. Appreciate the time that you have provided to Council for this update. On behalf of Council, I want to thank you for managing the business so well and for your ongoing commitment to Calgarians and making sure that we are providing them with the services that they need in an equitable manner, and appreciating the fact that there are some folks going through some pretty tough times right now. So thank you for being our trusted partner in the delivery of important services to Calgarians. Thank you.
Thank you for the kind remarks, Mayor Gondik. We continue to be very proud of our collaborative relationship that we have with the City of Calgary. I'm pleased to provide a few brief remarks before we address the shareholder business on today's agenda. I want to start by thanking and recognizing Council for your ongoing commitment and support of ENMAX, trusting us to provide essential services to our customers. We've had a healthy, long-standing relationship since the initial shareholder investment in 1998. We believe it's important for our shareholder, and by extension the citizens of Calgary, to know who ENMAX is, what we do, and how we operate. To give a quick background for those who are new to us, the ENMAX Group of Companies is a leading provider of electricity services, products, and solutions. We're headquartered in Calgary, Alberta, with operations across Alberta and Maine. Through our subsidiaries, ENMAX Power and Versant Power, we own and operate transmission and distribution utilities that safely and reliably deliver electricity to the Calgary area and in northern and eastern Maine. And through ENMAX Energy, we own and operate power generation facilities and offer a range of electricity and natural gas retail products and services to approximately 747,000 residential, commercial, and industrial customers across Alberta. Continued communication and engagement with the city as our sole shareholder is an integral part of our philosophy of good governance. Our board and executive team meet with council members quarterly, including a meeting with city council and administration to present our business plan each fall for the coming year. We also meet annually with the City of Calgary's Audit Committee to review our financial, risk management, and governance practices in detail. And we hold this annual general meeting, which is open to all members of the public. We're committed to providing leadership in the governance of our organization and believe solid corporate governance contributes to shareholder value, trust, and confidence in ENMAX. We deliver value to our shareholder and Calgarians through a reliable and agile business model and by aligning with the city's economic, environmental, and social goals. Doing this successfully has allowed us to provide increased value over time to the shareholder, growing the City of Calgary's initial $280 million investment in ENMAX to a shareholder's equity of almost $3 billion as of December 31st, 2023. And ENMAX has also distributed almost $1.4 billion in dividends to the city since 1998. This includes a declared dividend of $95 million in 2023. The ENMAX Board of Directors has approved conservative, disciplined financial objectives to ensure ENMAX maintains a strong balance sheet and a prudent low-risk profile to continue to deliver increased value to our shareholder over time. This ensures that we will remain a sound investment for the City of Calgary, balanced with providing forward-looking energy solutions that will work for our customers both today and tomorrow. As a future-oriented essential service provider, ENMAX is committed to advancing a cleaner energy future for the benefit of our customers, the communities where we operate, and our shareholder. We recognize that climate change is important and complex issues that impact everyone. We are working on a number of ways to help the City of Calgary advance its climate strategy, including a net zero grid, drought resilience, zero carbon neighborhoods, and more. Mark will share more about this in his business update. The ENMAX board and executive team are committed to a culture of high ethical standards, accountability, and good governance throughout our organization and business operations, including our ESG, or environmental, social, and governance practices. We also have strong systems to formalize the management of environmental and safety topics. The board is supported by its Safety, Environmental, and Sustainability Committee, and the mandate of this committee is to assist the board in fulfilling its oversight responsibilities with regard to health, safety, environmental, sustainability, social, and governance matters, and our approach to climate-related issues. Highlights with respect to many of these matters are included in our 2023 ESG report, which was published earlier this week. We know these matters are important to our communities and our shareholder, and we remain committed to supporting our customers, advancing electrification, and enabling a diverse and inclusive team while providing continued access to safe and reliable energy. As a board, we're accountable to our shareholder to ensure we operate in a prudent and transparent way. As board chair, I'm honored to work with such a strong and capable board of directors and executive team. I want to thank my fellow board members, and on behalf of the board, we extend a heartfelt thanks to Mark and his team and all the ENMAX team members whose hard work and dedication allow us to continue serving our customers with operational excellence and safety at the forefront. We'll now turn to the 3 items of shareholder business for today's agenda. The first item of business is to confirm that the shareholder of ENMAX Corporation is provided with the annual audited financial statements and financial report for 2023, as approved by the ENMAX Board of Directors on February 29th, 2024. This addresses a legal requirement that the financial statements be placed before the shareholder at the annual general meeting. A copy of the ENMAX 2023 audited financial statements and financial report were included in the information package provided in advance of today's meeting as Schedule A. These are also presented to the shareholder by email on February 29, 2024. May I please have confirmation on receipt of the audited financial statements and financial report for 2023? Mayor?
I can confirm that.
Thank you, Mayor Gonda. The second order of business is the appointment of the external auditor. The ENMAX Audit Committee and Board reviewed this item and are recommending the reappointment of Deloitte LLP as auditors for ENMAX Corporation for the fiscal 2024 year. The Board is also asking for authorization to fix the remuneration of Deloitte LLP for audit work associated with the 2024 fiscal year. May I please have a motion to move the resolution before you?
I move that we move the resolution that's before us to approve the appointment of Deloitte as auditors and to authorize the Board of Directors to fix the remuneration.
Can we have a vote on the motion?
Absolutely. Is there anyone on council? Just checking to see if anyone's opposed to this. Seeing and hearing no opposition, I cast the vote in favor on behalf of the shareholder.
Thank you, Mayor Gonda. We will now move to the third item on the agenda, the election of directors. The board is made up of experienced leaders who, acting together, work hard to ensure ENMAX's values, strategic direction, and commitment to safe, reliable operations is lived every day. We are proud of the diverse range of industry, business, and community leadership perspectives our board brings forward for the benefit of the organization, the shareholder, and the citizens of Calgary. We strive to ensure that we have the right experience, skill sets, tenure, and succession of the board. The directors put forward for re-election to hold office are up on the screen and are as follows: Nipa Chakravarty, Laura Formusa, Daryl Fridhandler, Eric Markel, Barbara Monroe, Byron Nealis, Chika Onwekwe, Mark Poweska, Elise Rees, Charles Rugrock, William Taylor, and Bruce Williamson. Subject to the approval of the proposed resolution, the board will remain comprised of 12 members and will continue to govern with a view to serving our shareholder and the citizens of Calgary and ensuring ENMAX is well positioned to deliver value. May I please have a motion to move the resolution before you?
I'm prepared to move the resolution before us that the shareholder of ENMAX Corporation re-elects the directors whose names appear on the screen. Call the vote.
Can we have a vote?
I'm looking to see if anyone's opposed to what we have before us, and I'm seeing and hearing no opposition, so I will cast the vote in favor of the resolution on behalf of the shareholder.
Thank you, Mayor Gondek. With that, we have now completed the business of our annual general meeting. May I please have a motion to end the formal annual shareholder meeting?
I will make that motion.
Thank you, Mayor Gondek, and members of council for being with us today and for supporting the work of ENMAX. We look forward to another productive year in 2024.
Let's just say that the motion's carried.
The motion is carried.
Perfect.
Thank you. I'd now like to welcome our President and CEO, Mark Poweska, to provide a business update on ENMAX. There'll be time following his remarks for a Q&A session for both the shareholder, representatives, and the general public, followed by a media opportunity for the mayor, the president, CEO, and myself. Before Mark's update, I'm going to show, you're going to see a video we shared with our team members earlier this year to reveal our new purpose statement. This is our why, our authentic reason for being for our customers and our shareholder. If you could roll the video, please.
It's easy to take electricity for granted. For over a century, it's made us feel safe, helped unlock possibilities, and guided us to our destinations. In Alberta and Maine, people count on us to ensure that continues. Our industry and society are experiencing the largest transformation since the first time we turned on a light. Our purpose in all of this is lighting the way to a brighter energy future that's reliable, affordable, and sustainable. Thank you, Charles, for your remarks, and thank you, Mayor Gondak, members of council, the ENMAX Board of Directors, and members of the public for being with us here today. It's my pleasure to share our business updates this morning, which include highlights from our performance in this past year, what we're doing to continue to put our customers at the center of all we do and drive value for Calgarians and our shareholder, and how we're adapting to the evolving landscape and other factors as we work to enable the energy transition. As you saw in the video, our purpose at ENMAX is lighting the way to a brighter energy future. We're lighting the way for our customers literally as an electricity provider and figuratively as we help our customers navigate the energy transition. It also speaks to the responsibility we have to our customers as an essential service and how seriously we take this responsibility. The purpose has been an exciting keystone in our strategic work in 2023. We refined the existing strategy we had in place since 2017 to ensure even closer alignment with the needs of our customers and shareholder. As a result of this work, our go-forward strategy is that customers are at the heart of everything we do and every decision we make. We're focused on three key areas: operational excellence, responsible growth, and enabling the energy transition. And these are advanced through our exceptional innovation and technology, policy and regulatory advocacy, and people and culture. I'll give some examples of what we're doing in these areas shortly. First, I'd like to cover the highlights from 2023. We had a strong financial performance for the year, and as Charles said, we declared an increased dividend of $95 million to our shareholder for reinvestment in Calgary's communities. We continue to operate with a strong fiscal foundation by investing wisely and carefully managing costs. ENMAX invested $657 million of capital expenditures in Alberta and Maine to ensure continued delivery of outstanding safety performance, system reliability, and high-quality generation availability. This includes a significant investment in Calgary's future and our largest transmission infrastructure project to date, replacing Calgary's first substation. This century-old substation plays a critical role in supplying electricity to nearly half of Calgary's downtown, including high-rise residential buildings, commercial customers, data centers, and healthcare facilities. Other major projects include continued support of the City of Calgary's Green Line light rail transit project and advanced metering infrastructure at ENMAX Power and Versant Power. Notably, 92% of our total capital expenditures were invested in the regulated wires businesses. We also invested $3.8 million in community support in Alberta and Maine, with the primary focus on funding to partner agencies to support energy affordability programs, including essential needs funding, energy efficiency programs, and conservation programs. In 2023, we directed 36% of our community investment budget towards energy affordability. This is one of our ESG goals, and we remain on track to reach our 2025 goal, which is 40%. We know 2023 was a tough year for many of our customers. The cost of living was high, including the cost of electricity. Electricity is an essential service, and we don't want to see anybody go without. We know that 80% of Calgarians are on a fixed price contract, which helps insulate them from market volatility. But we recognize that some of the most vulnerable customers have barriers to these products due to credit, for example. That's why we continue to take a leadership role with programs to remove barriers for people. We treat customers fairly, and recently we refreshed part of our website with a focus on ensuring customers have centralized advice, billing options, energy affordability and efficiency resources, and community support information in one place when they need it. We also continued with a number of pilot programs to help customers in 2023, including the load limiter pilot. Under this program, we've extended the use of limiters all year round as an alternative to full disconnection, giving customers behind on bill payments more time to explore financial assistance resources while maintaining limited electricity supply. This pilot recently won an Expanding Excellence Award from CS Week for innovation in people and process. Our locally based customer care team recognizes that every customer situation is unique and every moment matters. Our customer satisfaction levels in ENMAX Energy increased in 2023 compared to previous years, with a 90% satisfaction rating. Our agents receive more than 680,000 contacts per year. We believe that creating an engaging environment for our team members to do their best work shows up to our customers too. In 2023, we won the Achievements in Employee Experience Award from eSource, a utility research firm. We were also recognized for the 6th consecutive year as one of Alberta's top 80 employers and one of Canada's greenest employers for the 12th time since 2009, a testament to the dedication of our team. I'm also proud of our team members who support our customers and communities by volunteering their time and energy to help people and make our city a better place to be. ENMAX and Versant employees have a strong desire to give back. I often find our team members assembling care packages or participating in community events. In 2023, team members contributed 5,460 volunteer hours to support community organizations and raised more than $330,000 through employee donations and matching. Our relationships with people and communities across business lines are an important part of our success. We're also focused on diversity, inclusion, and belonging, attracting and retaining a workforce that is reflective of our community and creating an environment where everyone has a sense of belonging. As I mentioned, aligning our decisions to serve our customers is key. That's why we are focused on operational excellence. This means running the great businesses with agile and efficient business models. Our strong balance sheet and low-risk, focused investment strategy give us a solid foundation for revenue certainty so we can adapt to what customers need. Operational excellence also includes maintaining industry-leading safety and reliability. In 2023, we received the President's Award for Safety Excellence in Distribution from Electricity Canada. It is given to electricity service providers with top rankings for safety amongst their peers. At ENMAX, safety is our top priority, a core value, and a commitment to each other. Reliability is our commitment to our customers, and we continue to deliver reliability levels that are top quartile in Canada. On average, our customers in Calgary experience fewer than one outage per year. We're mindful that our electricity grid must continue to deliver power reliably while enabling the transition to diverse energy sources, withstanding severe weather events and adapting to changing customer expectations, including electrification. Some steps we're taking to improve grid reliability include introducing new data tools to predict, detect, and respond to outages. We're also preparing for the future and working to build a more resilient grid through the development of a regional climate model under a 3-year partnership with the University of Regina. The climate model will be specific to ENMAX's infrastructure in southern Alberta and will generate a set of climate change projections that will help ENMAX evaluate the likelihood of specific climate change impacts and the implications to energy production, transmission, and distribution in Alberta. This will help ensure we invest dollars in the right place. We know that every dollar we spend affects our customers, so we are aligning our long-term financial goals to invest in modernizing our existing grid to reflect the changing demands on the grid while decarbonizing our operations. This includes investing in decarbonization technologies. For example, we're conducting a study to explore carbon capture technologies at Shepherd Energy Centre. With funding from Emissions Reduction Alberta, the study will evaluate the technical and economic feasibility of capturing CO2 at this facility. In addition to decarbonizing our operations, our customers depend on us to help them navigate the energy transition and enable electrification to support their changing energy needs. We operate across all aspects of the electricity value chain, and that gives us a unique perspective. ENMAX is committed to advancing a cleaner energy future for the benefit of our customers and the communities where we operate. And I'm proud to share that our team received Electricity Canada's Sustainable Electricity Award in 2023 for our ESG framework. Our ESG targets are focused, intentional actions we can take to achieve our goals and support the City of Calgary's goals. Some of the ways we are working to help advance the city's goals in its climate strategy include net zero target alignment. Our target to achieve a 70% reduction of GHG emissions below 2015 levels by 2030 and net zero scope 1 and 2 emissions by 2050 aligns with the city's net zero goal. To further reduce scope 2 GHG emissions, at our facilities, we've incorporated rooftop solar installations on ENMAX buildings to offset some of the building's energy load and reduce operating costs. Another area is drought resilience. In 2023, we incorporated the City of Calgary Drought Resilience Plan into our climate-related physical risk workshops to understand the effects of the planned drought mitigations could have on our operations. We minimize potable water use through water recycling and treatment processes and by using 100% reclaimed wastewater at our Shepherd Energy facility. Knowing Calgarians will be increasingly adopting electric vehicles, ENMAX continues to invest in studies to understand the impact. We completed Phase 2 of Charge Up, Alberta's first smart charging pilot program to test the effectiveness of incentives on influencing what time of day EV drivers charge their vehicles. Pilot findings have shown that incentives are more effective than education alone to promote balanced charging behaviors. Participants responded very well to incentives to charge between 10 p.m. and 6 a.m., which is roughly 70% of the charging taking place overnight when grid demand is the lowest. We're also enabling solar generation throughout the city with the ENMAX Community Solar Fund, a partnership with the City of Calgary. Since 2021, we have supported rooftop solar installations on 25 community association buildings. In 2023, we also introduced our seasonal solar rate for our EasyMax customers with already installed solar panels who produce excess power during sunnier months. The rate promotes the use of residential solar by providing customers with bill credits. We continue to advocate for the development of a demand-side management framework, DSM, in Alberta. To support these efforts, we are a member of the Alberta Energy Efficiency Alliance and have partnered with utilities across the province. DSM programs seek to influence customer demand through energy efficiency investments and programs that encourage customers to shift their usage to avoid periods of high demand on the distribution system. It is essential our grid and systems have the right investments at the right time to enable the energy transition. It is also essential we remain adaptable and agile with changes in market and provincial and federal policies and regulations. We support measures that will help all Albertans have access to safe, reliable, and sustainable energy. Our business model means we are well positioned to help our customers navigate these changes and adapt our own operations to the outcomes. We continue to be forward-looking and innovative, acting as a trusted advisor to our customers as we support the energy transition and the journey to net zero. I want to close by thanking you for your time today. I'm optimistic about leading ENMAX through an evolving time. We are in a solid position as a company to support this transition and responsibly grow our business around what customers need in the future. I am thankful to the board for their continued trust and support, and our shareholder for their ongoing support. And to our team members who work hard every day to serve our customers. We're inspired by our responsibility to continue lighting the way to a brighter energy future. Thank you. I'll now turn it over to Charles to join me, and we'll take any questions from the mayor, council, the public in attendance, or online. Thank you.
I'll just remind council, if you have a question, please put a request to speak in the chat, and we will go to you. Let's go to Councillor Demong first, please.
Hello, team. So I believe my memory may be fading. I'm getting old, and it's been a busy year. Did we not? Oh, okay, you can't hear me. Did we not last year task you to come up with a new proposed dividend policy or something to that effect?
Yeah, you remember correctly. There was a governance review done a couple of years ago with several elements. One of them, and the first one, was to work with yourselves on defining what is the shareholder value proposition, which was done last year. Another part of that was to define what some metrics are so that the shareholder can hold us accountable for delivering on our commitments to you. And then one of the final things is to update the dividend policy, and we are expecting to do that this year along with yourselves.
Oh, okay. Why would it take a year to get to looking at the dividend policy? It just seems like it's a slow motion.
Yeah, we've been working tightly with your team on this and the city's team, and it does make sense that it made sense to define what the value proposition for the city as to why they own ENMAX before you turn to what is a dividend policy. So we are working closely with the team to get that done.
Okay.
Okay, next, Councillor Chabot.
Is this live? Yeah. So 3 questions, if I may. One had to do with you're talking about incentivizing people to charge between certain times, but if you're on a fixed rate, how does that get delivered?
Yeah, this was a pilot to really understand, how do we, as the EVs adoption in the city increase, what are the types of things that would incent behaviors? And so this was a pilot, and we gave them a refund on their fixed price during certain hours. If they shifted their consumption, we would refund them, I think, 3 cents a kilowatt hour for that time period.
Thank you. The report makes a reference to conversion of some of the fleet to electric vehicles, and that they haven't achieved the outcomes they were hoping. Have you explored fuel cells as well?
Yeah, we've been mainly focused on battery electric vehicles. We've transitioned a lot of our light fleets or smaller vehicles, cars and trucks and things like that. It's when we get into the mid-size and the heavies where there's just not the availability of those types of vehicles that are non-internal combustion engine at this time. We do have a couple that are full battery, and quite frankly, our tradespeople love them because, one, they're quiet so that they can talk to each other when they're working in safety-sensitive areas, and obviously when you have a diesel vehicle idling away, they're working around that, and so we are exploring how we could use more, but we did back off on our targets a bit because of the availability. I think hydrogen-type vehicles will be part of the future. They're just not available right now for us.
Thank you. And last question. It's in relations to our forecasts for the future. We've achieved very significant returns dividend-wise over the last couple of years. What's your level of certainty in regards to be able to maintain that in light of the very, I guess, volatile regulatory environment on a go-forward basis?
Yeah, we're proud to be able to provide a dividend to the city of Calgary. We've been fortunate over the last couple of years to provide significant dividends through kind of three areas. One is through our regulated business here in ENMAX Power, and second is Versant, and then through ENMAX Energy, where there was significant price volatility in the energy market in Alberta. Part of our overall strategy and part of the decision to purchase Versant several years ago was to move more of our earnings into the regulated type space. So almost 2/3 of our earnings are targeted to come from regulated, which has long-term certainty as opposed to competitive.
Thank you, Councillor Chabot. Have we got additional questions?
We've got nobody else.
No additional questions? Okay, we'll turn it over to any members of the public in attendance. If you got a question, please raise your hand and someone will bring you a mic.
Over there.
Oh, Councillor Dhaliwal?
Sorry, Mayor, I don't have my laptop. Thank you. My question is, when I look at some of these numbers, I see a big difference between performance delivered by ENMAX compared to Versant on reliability and safety. Reliability, ENMAX great, Versant not so great. Even TRIF or TRIR is big jump in it. It's like 2.47. Wouldn't be acceptable in Alberta, like to a shareholder.
Yeah, great questions, and it does give me the opportunity to highlight some of the differences between Alberta and Maine. And so we are fortunate in Calgary because we are our ENMAX Power in Calgary is a city municipal distribution system. A lot of it is underground. Versant Power is a rural distribution and transmission company in the most treed state in the U.S. And so the reliability in Versant is quite a bit lower because of that dispersed aspect through the treed territories that they operate in. We are fortunate here that a lot of it is underground. So Versant is actually in line with other reliability is in line with other utilities similar to them that are rural. The outlier is actually the exceptional reliability here because of the design and the location of our distribution grid here in Calgary. So we're very fortunate.
Yeah, no, thank you so much.
Oh, sorry. I didn't address your safety side. So Versant's traditionally had a very good safety record. They had a couple challenges last year. As a company, we've shifted our focus on safety from lagging indicators like TRIF to more forward-looking indicators like proactive incident reporting. We're shifting our culture from a reactive culture to a learning culture so that we can improve every day and that people feel safe to speak up when they see things and we can intervene. So you will see we'll start reporting on different things in the future because of that shift we're trying to make in culture around safety.
No, that's great because these numbers because ENMAX is not a publicly traded company, so these numbers sometimes, and I don't want to say they stay hidden, but in a private sector, this would be a big deal if these safety numbers are like Versant numbers, if they come out and it doesn't look good. My second question is $95 million in dividend. How can you comment on earning per share if a similar company would deliver that kind of dividend with that kind of equity built into it?
Yeah, I'll have to take that away, the comparator on it, because we are unique in our business model into our ownership structure, so we can get back to you on that for sure.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. That's it for me, Mayor and President. Thanks.
Okay,
Thanks.
so I noticed some people don't have their laptops, so I've got one hand up over here from Councillor Putmans. I understand, Councillor McLean, you've got a question. Is there anybody else who's sitting here without a computer that would like to speak? Just put your hand up. Okay, let's go to Councillor Putmans.
Thank you, Mayor. To the chair, perhaps, or the CEO, I'm not sure. In the news lately, there's been an interest in AI being driven by tremendous power centers. I'm told that the power that some of these sensors can generate would be of the magnitude of a whole Shepherd plant in and of itself. Is this something we're looking to forward to in the city of Calgary, or ENMAX have any interest in pursuing these types of opportunities?
Yeah, great question, and it's definitely a buzz amongst the industry globally. AI and the associated data farms do require a lot of electricity. I will remind people that we already have several data farms connected to our system here in the city of Calgary, so this isn't a new thing. I think the growth and the expectation it probably is a new thing. The Alberta Electricity System Operator does forward-looking planning, and we look at that to use that as input on our investment requirements, and they are showing growth in it. Their normal growth that they've been projecting previously was less than 1%, and now they're projecting 1 to 1.4% growth in the future, including AI and data farms. So although it is a big draw and it is an opportunity, we are seeing it as incremental rather than a complete flip of how we're using power.
Great, thank you. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Let's go to Councillor McLean.
Thank you, Mayor. My question is for Mark or Charles. Going through the report, it looks like there's a lot of effort and a lot of information on climate change, energy transition, diversity, equity, and inclusion, environmental, social governance, decarbonization. But I've read also that you've got 1 million customers, I guess, between, in your ENMAX investment power. And energy affordability is kind of at the bottom, which I would think would be the number one concern during today's affordability crisis. So could you maybe speak more to what ENMAX is doing for affordability to bring down people's power bills?
Yeah, that's an excellent point, and it absolutely is top of our list of things that we are worried about and consider and look at. And so we recognize that our customers are facing challenging times. The cost of living in all aspects of their lives have gone up a lot. And so, in my opening remarks, I talked about how we recognize that every dollar we invest comes out of our customers' pockets. And so prudent investing in data and analysis and studies to make sure that where and when and how we're investing is at the right time and the right places for the right dollars. We've also been part of our operational excellence is how do we drive out efficiency and productivity within our operations. So we believe a big part of our responsibility is to make sure that we're operating efficiently and we're investing in the right places. In addition to that, I talked about the support we give both financially to organizations like Trellis and the Crisis Center, as well as our volunteer time for those types of areas. And the largest percentage of our community giving goes back to those types of organizations that support people through these tough times. And the other thing we do is like to remind customers all the time that we have an amazing group of customer agents that are there to help and support them, and recognize that every customer has a unique situation, and we can help them connect with the supports and the help they need. And part of that was centralizing everything on our website, as well as training our customer agents so that they know what those supports are available.
Yeah, all these things are important. I just kind of maybe wanted just to point out one of the most important things is affordability. So I know you guys are top of the ball on that. I appreciate all you guys do. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I don't see anybody else in the queue, but I'll ask a question. Can you tell us the significance of your ESG reporting? And that stands for environment, social, and governance. Why do you do it? Why is it important in the broader business community?
Yeah, ESG reporting is on par with our financial annual reporting. It's a recognition that the non-financial parts of our business and our strategy and our targets are every bit or more important than the financial portions of our business. So we are a leader in how we report on ESG, and in my opening remarks I talked about the award we got that for our framework. But it's really a recognition that we have a responsibility to Calgarians and our customers to be thinking of all these other broader issues like climate, diversity, affordability.
Is it possible for a corporation like yours to do two things at once, and that is generate revenue as well as take care of ESG requirements?
100%, and not only is it possible, it actually leads to better business outcomes, because the premise for a lot of companies when ESG reporting and social responsibility came out was that we have a responsibility to manage our broader business, which actually de-risks the company over the long term because we're doing the right things, and it leads to better business outcomes.
There's no other questions in the queue.
Yeah. I would just add that I would view it as a little bit of the sort of what you do and how you do it sort of thing. And the ESG elements, a lot of that is as much about how you do it as what you do. They certainly go hand in hand.
You have one more question from Councillor Chabot.
Yeah, no, it's more of a procedural question. I noticed Councillor Winus has been online since pretty much the beginning, and I'm not sure if she was recognized at the beginning.
I mentioned her name, yes.
Okay, just
Thank
to
you.
make sure she'll be included in the minutes.
We have one question from the member of the public.
Hello.
Hello.
Thank you very much for your presentation today. Let me just make a comment that you may or may not want to respond to, and that's that as a customer, I think the price of electricity is a big problem. It may not be 100% ENMAX's responsibility, but I'll leave it at that. During the presentation, there was some mention made of studying climate and weather, and I didn't catch whether you were doing modeling, creating a climate model to do that, or what was going on, and because I don't know much about it, what I was wondering was why ENMAX would do that by themselves. Perhaps my concern would be maybe there's 10 or 100 different jurisdictions doing exactly the same thing, and maybe there should just be one study.
Yeah, great question, and I'm happy to expand on that. So we partnered with the University of Regina to do climate modeling studies on our service territory in and around Calgary. Most of the existing models are very broad-based, and they don't give the granularity we need to do our studies to identify where and when we need to invest in the grid to harden the grid to climate impacts. We're also partnering and sharing all that information with the City of Calgary as part of their climate planning and through their climate group. But it's really so that we can get the more granular visibility into Calgary and apply those to our operations as we do our long-term asset planning to understand floods, drought, heat, all the things that could have an effect on the electricity system. Thank you.
Again, thank you. Great question. I don't see any other questions from members of the public, so with that, I want to thank everybody for joining us today, and I will call this meeting to close, and Mayor Gondek, Mark, and I will be available for the media. Thanks again to everybody for attending today.